beautiful soul. Welcome to the Quantum Business Queen podcast. This podcast is a vortex for activating wealth, riches, and boss bitches. It is here that I teach multi-dimensional business. Our content will fall under 3 different categories: 5D quantum creation, 4D frequency alchemy, and the most potent 3D strategy. Every aspect of business that contributes to the creation of success is covered here. Plus, I will be personally interviewing the most amazing boss bitches that are at the forefront of the game, paving the way for money, magic, and magnetism in business. Let's get ready to activate all of that within you. So welcome to the Quantum Flow Challenge, you guys. This has been inspired by my life's journey, shall I just say. I founded the Quantum Coach Certification and Quantum Business Academy, and I have been on a journey, like a lifetime journey, understanding who we are as deliberate creators, who we are as energetic beings, who we are as multi-dimensional, insanely amazing humans, and teaching people how to understand this aspect of themselves, because when you truly understand who you are as a deliberate creator, you finally get to feel like you are in control, in the driver's seat. But so many of us have heard this time and time again, but we don't feel like we're in the steering wheel. So it's not like, yes, I've heard all of this stuff, but why does it feel like I'm still not in control? This is oftentimes what I hear from so many people. The good news is, the other thing I hear from people is that, oh my God, Sarah, when you talk about this, when you say this, it's finally landed. And what I want to say to you is that I really want to set some powerful intentions. So I worked as a kinesiologist for years and years and years, which is understanding all the dynamics of energy, spirituality, mindset. I studied kinesiology for 5 years. I taught it at the college originally. I worked with people like Yvette Rose, the author of Metaphysical Anatomy, Jeffrey Allen, like the people who are forefronting this whole energetics space, and not to mention my own journey with seeing energy, understanding it, and then being able to reverse engineer what's happening for people. So guys, this is really, really, really powerful stuff. And what I want to say firstly is that when I was working with people one-on-one in their frequency, most of the people I worked with were entrepreneurs. So it was really freaking cool to see how we shifted energy and reprogrammed stuff, and then how we saw the results in their business. Not only that, but physical issues went away and all the crazy things. My mind needed proof back then, and I got so much proof. And I'm going to give you the case studies and all the things, because I bet your mind probably needs proof as well. So what I want to say is this, is that your intentions, and I'm going to give you so much gold today, and your intentions shift energy. Your intentions shift energy. And how do I know that? I know that because when I would see energy and tap into people and go to help them clear it, if their intentions were not fully on board, the energy would not shift. And the second I said, okay, can I get a deeper intention of surrender, or can I get your intention to really release this? Immediately, the energy would go. And so what I want you all to do is just be super intentional together. And so I want to set some intentions now. So what I want to say is that when the truth is spoken, the spell is broken. And I really want you guys to hold that intention in your heart. When the truth is spoken, the spell is broken. And my intention for you guys over the next 3 days is to break some spells. So when you hear me speak about a concept around understanding who you are as a creator, when you hear me say something and you're like, oh my gosh, of course that's the case, I want your intention to be that you have broken yourself out of this spell. Because right now we do not feel like we're in control, because we're under all of these hypnotic spells that we've accidentally, but given permission to ourselves to kind of take on. And so I want to give you so many awarenesses, and that we break so many spells, that this is enough to help liberate you to a whole new level. I cannot tell you how powerful this work is. It is crazy, which is contributed to my life's work, which is the Quantum Coach Certification, which I'm going to tell you guys about today. Some of you are going to be joining me on that journey, which is the most insanely powerful journey. It's my life's work of energy in one place. But some of you are just going to receive from me over the next 3 days. And either way, it is okay. It is okay. So I'm going to teach you how to understand who you actually are as a deliberate creator, how to release resistance, how we're sabotaging ourselves. There's gonna be so much gold in this. And also, of course, how we can co-create together. So you guys, like, my greatest wish is, number one, liberate yourself. Like, start liberating yourself, and there's always new layers and there's always new levels. Number two, take everything I teach you, whether it's the free content over the next 3 days or whether you co-create with me in the Quantum Coach certification, take what I teach you and take it out to as many people as possible. I always say I am not precious with my content. I know a lot of people are out there. They're like, oh, you need to quote me. You need to say that it's from me. That's not how I operate. For me, it's sheer abundance and generosity, because that's how we help humans. So take what I teach you and teach other people. That's my greatest wish, because we are all here to serve. We are all here as light beings. We are all here experiencing the influxes of contrast. I'm deep in it. There's a lot of, this is a whole different subject. There's a lot of light frequencies hitting the planet right now, which means, gosh, I always digress on things, which means the feelers. I don't know if you guys are feeling the feels. Yeah. So the feelers are coming out because we're getting hit with light. And what is happening is you guys are all light beings. We are all full of, this is like scientific, not like airy fairy fluffy stuff. We are emanating light within ourselves. And so what happens is when we continuously get hit with all these solar flares from the sun, it hits us, it expands our cells. So any of the density that isn't aligning with our highest truth is coming out, and it's fucking uncomfortable. So if any of you are sitting in it right now, you're not alone, and don't make it mean anything, but we will get there. So like right now, this information is extremely potent because, as you all know, I'm sure you're aware that we're going through some crazy shifts. And if you're feeling it, this is good news, because all of this stuff, all of the false truths or the false light templates, all of these false light templates are coming up because they're not aligned with your highest truth and your highest resonance. And so if you're feeling it right now, don't make it mean anything except for that you are in the middle of a quantum shift. It's extremely powerful, and we're all in this together, which is why I say take what I teach and go tell other people, because we're all here to help uplift each other. That's what this is all about. Okay. The way I coach, the way I teach other people to coach by way of my certification is through 3 different mechanisms. And I use these 3 different mechanisms throughout all of my containers. And it's multidimensional. So this is why I call it, like with the Business Academy, why I call it the Quantum Business Academy. It's multidimensional business. And I won't explain what that is because that'll go on a way crazy different tangent. But the way I coach is multidimensional as well. So this is why it's the Quantum Coach certification. It's understanding the quantum. It's understanding quantum, things like quantum mechanics and quantum convergence. These are actually like scientific terms. But these are principles and laws of the universe. And the universe is you inversed, right? So the reason why we feel like we can't get ahead, or we're constantly on this hamster wheel, or we just keep hitting this glass ceiling, or there's just that one thing that keeps holding me back, is because we are programmed to work against these laws. Pretty crazy, but very convenient for a world that is trying to be controlled. So if we understood that our programming is actually having us work against the laws of the universe, it's like, oh, of course, this is why I feel so stuck. But these are the epiphanies I want you to have today. So number 1, it's understanding the quantum, which is I refer to as 5D. Okay. So that's multidimensional, 5D. 4D is understanding your energy, understanding your frequency, understanding the relationship between your energetic meridians. And this is all my years of kinesiologist, understanding the metaphysics of emotions and how emotions sit in your body, understanding the dynamics between your aura and how your aura projects things, understanding the dynamics of each chakra and how your chakras are like a projector and they're each programmed in a very specific way. So that's the 4D aspect. And this is where we go super, super deep into the Quantum Coach certification. Understanding where your triggers sit in the energy centers and how you can clear them and all of those specific things. So that is what I would refer to as 4D. the energetics of your body and how those dynamics work and how they interact with the quantum laws of the universe. And then understanding the psychology, which is 3D. So I refer to as the mind, the ego is more of a 3D thing. And the 3D is amazing. I don't ever want to poo-poo the mind or the ego because it's part of us. We get to have it go along for the ride, but we need to understand the programming. We need to understand the psychology behind the programming, because if we understand the programming, then we can have all of these three things working in coherence. But unfortunately, it's all flipped. The way we've been taught right now is the programming, right? Number three, we look at our 3D reality and we try to figure out how we can survive and not die. Very, very primal programming. Okay. And of course, you just look at the evolution of how we've evolved, but also there's been a lot that's been kept from us in terms of ancient wisdom and ancient knowledge, which is understanding frequency and quantum mechanics and quantum convergence and the laws of the universe and all of it. But the number one thing and the way humans are taught to navigate their reality is just through physicality. And when you navigate your reality just through physicality and you don't take into consideration the frequency, your energetic dynamics, and how to work with the quantum and the laws of the universe, you will constantly be working against yourself. Who feels like they've been there or is there right now? Trust me, the only way I always say this to you. And if you've heard all of my things, you know, I come to you from embodied experience. I only come to you from the place of feeling totally enslaved, which is how I reverse engineered my journey to freedom, and also taking hundreds of entrepreneurs through the exact same journey of, okay, this programming is here. It's sitting in this energy field and it's created this neurological hardwire. And this is exactly what we need to do to reverse engineer this to liberate you. And the cool thing is that the transformations get to happen super freaking quick. And I always say there's no strategy. There's nothing in the 3D that can override the laws of creation. So we need to understand all this so we can have it all click into place. So let's get into this, you guys. So let's just take a deep breath. And I want to anchor you in the presence of receiving this. Because know that when you receive truths, your body, your cells, you actually shift from a cellular level, which is why when you're fed lies, like this is such a strategic thing for a society that is very susceptible to being controlled. It also does something to your cells. So again, my purpose is to feed you your own quantum truths, and I'll teach you what a quantum truth is in a minute, because ultimately there are no truths. You choose what you want to believe based on its energetic resonance, which is something I call quantum discernment. Okay. There are no truths in the universe. There are only laws. One religion will tell you this is the truth. Another religion will tell you that's the truth. And in all reality, all timelines and realities exist, but you get to choose what you want to believe based on its frequency resonance. So there are no truths. I just want you to let this one sink in. Whatever I'm saying to you right now, you feel into it. I'd love to have the egos set to the side for a second. Feel into the energy of it. And if it expands your cells, guess what it's doing? It's recalibrating you energetically. We need to recalibrate you to a new truth, because right now you're probably calibrated to a lower density false light template, which is a false light template you'll get when you get the quantum terminology glossary, is like something that's been positioned as good, but really it's keeping you enslaved. So for example, there's a lot of false light templates around money. Like, I'm a good person if I don't love money, because money has all these negative associations to it. So I'm going to be in that good person category and not love money, because only good people don't love money or whatever. It's a false light template. It's keeping you separate from money, when really money's an expander and it's an enhancer, and it allows you to expand and enhance everything you're already doing. So we gotta understand that we're going to be talking a lot of quantum truths, and I want you to feel into the energy of what I'm speaking. Feel if it expands your cells, and say, yes, I want to choose this belief and have this as part of my new reality. Because what you're experiencing right now is evidence of everything that you're choosing. Okay. So everything that you're experiencing right now in your life, your business, your relationships, it is an accumulation of your blocks and your distortions and the meanings you've created and everything you've perpetuated up until this point. And it's all based on what you've chosen. So if you want to change your life, you have to break the habit of what you're choosing. But it doesn't feel, okay, it doesn't feel like, of course, like if you're experiencing hard shit, you're like, I'm not choosing this. Of course, I'm not choosing this. It feels like that. It feels like that. But I want to explain to you what goes on. I always say that we are creating a world within a world. And let's say that you're this world here. This is you. You're a deliberate creator because you are creating a world within a world. But what happens is this, and this is such a simplistic explanation. You are observing so many other worlds. You were looking sideways, you're looking left, you're looking up, you're looking down, you're looking at this person's experience. So this is you. This is you. And then you see all these other worlds floating in the hemisphere. You see the world of news, the world of war, the world of your friend not being successful online. And all of a sudden you look at these and observe these worlds and you start plugging into them and you think, oh, because this is their world and we have a shared experience, this must mean that this must have to be my world as well. And we just start subconsciously saying, oh, okay, then, oh, yes, this world has, oh, this is my favorite one, recession. Never plug into that one, guys. Never plug into that world. You are a world within the world, but people are telling you that you have to take on experiences of other worlds. This is how you become programmed and this is how you become controlled. And all of a sudden, all of this energy, all of these beliefs, all of these stories infiltrate your world. And look how overwhelming that is. You now feel like you have no control. You now feel like you have no control because you're looking around at every world and you're like, that's happening in their world. And I don't feel in control of that because that's their world. And I'm a part of it by way of witnessing it. That must have to mean it's my experience as well. Can I just let this one sink in for a second? Who has felt like you've been a part of this? Oh shoot, I've taken on all these worlds. They're not mine. But I've just, by way of witnessing these things, I've said, oh yes, that must have to be part of my experience. I've subconsciously given permission for this energy to plug into my world and siphon itself into my experience. This is why TV, guys, please be careful. It's so cliche, but programs, right? TV programs. And this is simply why they have infomercials at night, by the way, because we're switching our brainwave state into highly susceptible programming. Because we get tired. Yeah. So here is the thing. This is one of the first things. Start cleaning this shit up. Okay. Where is this coming from? Your best friend had a failed launch. That's not your world. That's her world. That's an accumulation of their blocks, their distortions, their beliefs. One of your friends is struggling financially because they're plugged into the recession world. That's not your world. There's nothing, guys, I want you to take this as a quantum truth. If you choose to believe it, it can become a part of your world. There's nothing outside of you that can impact your ability to create. But it feels like it because all we're observing are all these other worlds that are so overwhelming. And we just, by default, because we're having a shared experience, we must think that has to be part of ours, but it doesn't. I have tested this theory time and time again. I've launched my business in the middle of COVID organically when nobody was buying, when all the things were happening, and it was organically multiple six-figure launch. And I'm like, oh, how is this possible? Feels like a fluke. This is where you're in your own world. Okay, but there's a bit of undoing that you got to do. But I just want you to have this awareness because if you're feeling uncomfortable, you've given your power away to other worlds. Don't ever forget that the universe is you inversed. Do not ever forget that. And if we don't feel that, if we have forgotten, it's because we are in other worlds that are not ours. We are looking externally, seeing and witnessing and going, okay, yeah, agreeing that that must have to be our experience. You agree to it. So this is why I say it's an accumulation of your choice. Because you've been hardwired to say, well, that must have to be the case then. I must have to agree to having this co-creative experience. This is why they say you're the sum of the people you surround yourself with. right? You're some of their worlds because you're choosing to plug into it and buy into the storylines. So this is so important. You get to choose your world. You get to choose your world. Oh, there's so many different exercises that we can go into with all this. But I want you to just take this right now and feel into this resonance and this quantum truth. There's nothing that can impact your ability to be a deliberate creator outside of you, ever. Ever. And the more the energy shifts on the planet, guys, the more it gets freaking exciting. Oh my gosh. There's so many crazy cool things that is just proving all of this. All the Mandela effects, all the things, all the matrix glitches, all the weird and wonderful craziness that's happening right now. Okay. So just be aware. You can observe the world without experiencing it. So do we need to follow Bashar? Because Bashar is a consciousness, but somebody came to Bashar and said, he started talking about the Illuminati bankers and all these things. And Bashar said, we are not going to entertain fearful theories. And this guy was like, it's not a theory. Like, this is a thing. Like, I've seen all these blah, blah, blah. And Bashar was like, we are not going to entertain fearful theories. And here's why. All of these timelines exist. So when people are talking about fearful theories, there is a world where people are doing the depopulation, blah, 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 all the fearful theories. There is a world. And people want to convince you of that world and that reality. But you don't have to be in that world. You can be in another world where things are shifting and all the density is leaving and you won't even have any idea. There will be a parallel reality where this is happening. You might know people that are experiencing it, but because you're in your own world from the world, you will have no idea of that existence. So Bashar basically was saying that. So this guy was like, he couldn't get his head around it. And I know it's a very hard concept. It's a mind explosion. It's a mind bender where you're like, he was like, so the guy was like, so you're telling me there could be people in this room right now who have understood the plan for depopulation and there could be other people that are totally ignorant to that whole, and Bashar was like, yes. You could coexist. You could come across people that have are in two totally different worlds, but you still do not have to participate in that universe because every reality is available. If we understood how the quantum works, you do not have to participate in that reality if you do not choose. You choose your world based on your beliefs, based on your stories, based on the meanings that you give them. This is why everything you're experiencing right now is an accumulation of your blocks, your distortions, your choices, your programs up until this point. But don't shame yourself because you felt powerless to it. So my purpose, the whole point of me teaching you guys this and helping to understand this and hopefully you guys taking these concepts and teaching them as well is to help break people free of what they have understood up until this point in terms of how reality works. Because reality works so differently to how we're taught. And the more people can understand this, the more free our world will be. So this is why I've created the challenge, which is why I've created the quantum coach certification. This goes beyond coaching, right? This goes way beyond coaching. This is liberation for me. This is liberation. And it's been my sole purpose my whole entire life. Okay. So number 1, take a real good look at yourself, your reality, and what have you plugged into? And the way you're going to know this is because you feel discomfort. Okay. You feel discomfort. You feel powerless. That is not your natural state. That is not your natural state. You may feel angry, resentful, whatever it is, discomfort, whatever it is, it's because you've seen and witnessed a world and you've allowed yourself to co-create in a world that is not in resonance with your higher truth, that is not in resonance with your highest quantum discernment. So I want you to look at this because once you start having these awarenesses, here's how quick this can happen. And this is something Bashar says as well. Once your mind sees it as nonsensical, like, oh my God, I have been choosing that. Wow. I did not know I was choosing it. Immediately you get to shift out of it. It happens quickly. This is why there's quantum shifting. Happens so quickly. Use your quantum discernment. There are no truths in this universe. There are laws, like the laws of gravity, the laws of creation, but there are no truths. Everyone wants you to believe and convince you of a truth. What I'm telling you right now doesn't have to be a truth for you. What I want to teach you is your ability to be in your own power and discern based on frequency. Information is an energetic resonance. Words hold energy. So when you hear me speak, I want your body to feel into what I'm saying. Your body is the organ of truth. And I know this as a kinesiologist. That's what I used to do, tap into people's bodies, and their body would communicate to me everything that was held deep in the subconscious mind. And once we cleared that stuff, miraculous things would heal. Back pain, all the I have crazy stories with all of that. My years as a kinesiologist, right? So use your body, feel into the information that I am speaking to you now. Feel into it. Does it expand your cells? Does it make you feel light? Or do you feel a bit dense and a bit weird? Feel into that as well. I'm not telling you that you need to believe this. I'm telling you that you have your ability to choose whether you want to. And if it feels empowering to you when you choose it, this is you creating your world within a world. And whatever doesn't match that resonance, guess what? Unplug from it. Unplug from that, because you are siphoning toxic energy and toxic truths into your world that are not empowering and disempowering you. So powerful. So you guys get to choose your truths based on quantum discernment. Now, you got to be careful because you will get hooked into, I go deep into this in the energy and psychology module in the quantum coach certification. You might get stuck in justifications, right? Because you'll be in the, yeah, but Sarah, that did happen. Yeah, but Sarah, last time I tried, this was the case. Justifications are hooks that keep you anchored in old timelines, because you get into the yeah, but, and it's like, yeah, but that was your old programs and old blocks and old distortions. Of course that was going to happen. You got to let your justifications go, because they will keep you hooked into old timelines. The other thing that they do is they will have you future projecting into, this is where the perpetuation of the hamster wheel comes from, that with the justifications. You take the old stories, which are only based on the old blocks and the distortions, misinformations, false light to him, all of it. You create those experiences because you're a deliberate creator. And then you have the justification hook, the yeah, but Sarah, that did happen that way. So why would I want to put myself in a situation where I re-experience that? Well, now you're not going to have to, because you're going to unhook the justifications. You're going to shift your beliefs and distortions, and you're going to land, boom, simply in a new timeline based on your new truths.
Okay, beautiful souls, we are going to leave it there for today. If you are wondering who this strange voice is, I am Nikki Vox, Sarah's podcast editor. I am filling in for today because she has lost her voice, so sending her some beautiful healing vibes. Be sure to come back next week, where we are going to jump into part 2 of Quantum Flow. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening today, beautiful soul. I hope you got so much gold and were activated in such a way that you could step into your highest timeline of abundance and freedom, because it is more than possible for you. If that desire has been planted in your soul, it is so deliberate. If you wouldn't mind, please rate, review, subscribe to this podcast so that we can get this message into the hearts and ears of more amazing light beings across the world. I would love to continue this conversation with you, so feel free to get in touch on Instagram at sarah.tynan.quantumcoach. If you're a Facebook person, you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Sarah Tynan International. And please don't ever forget, if your desire is there, it's because your destiny is there too. You just have to remember who you are. Bye for now, beautiful.